Hi, this is Barry from Imagination to Reality, and today we're going to introduce our two CNC routers, the A Series and the B Series, and look at the similarities between the two machines, but also look at the key differences between them and why one user would choose the A Series over the B Series. Both these machines are CNC routers, and CNC routers are primarily used for machining, profile cutting, or creating shapes in non-ferrous materials such as timber, plastics, composite materials, aluminium, brass, copper. And as I said, everything non-ferrous. So these machines are not used or suitable for working with steel, but in all the non-ferrous materials, they're the perfect choice for you. Both the CNC routers are running on a 10 amp single phase power point, which means you can basically plug them into any domestic or commercial environment. Both CNC routers come with a high speed, high frequency spindle. And the advantage of these CNC spindles as well is that they have a very good duty cycle, which means they can be run for long operations over time where you do not need to worry about the spindle overheating and damaging the bearings. Both the CNC machines come in an array of different sizes, and in front of us now we have both the A24 and the B24. The 24 represents a 2-foot wide table, or 600mm in metric, and the 4 represents a 4-foot long table, which is 1220 in metric. So both the A Series and the B Series come in the same size tables, and you also have options of smaller ones too. Both CNC machines come with a very useful and adaptable T-slot table. And on top of the T-slot table, we've got an MDF sacrificial spoil board. The MDF sacrificial spoil board allows you to mount your material on a flat surface. And if you do have any overcutting going through the material, or you do make any mistakes, at least you've got that MDF buffer before you hit your expensive T-slot table. The advantage of the T-slot table on both machines is you can mount an array of accessories that are available, such as T-slot clamps. We've got a 4th axis kit that puts in there, and you can make up your own custom jigs and modifications for it also. The A Series and the B Series are running off UCCNC, which is a PC-based controller. So you must have your Windows PC plugged in and powered up and running UCCNC at all times when you want to run the CNC machines. UCCNC is a motion controller which reads your G-code, but also allows you manually move both CNC machines in any direction you want, which is useful for setting up your job. One thing both the A Series and the B Series have in common is the running gear. Both these CNC machines are running on profile linear rails on all axes. Also, compared between the two machines, they're running on the same ball screw on all axes as well. The advantage of profile linear rails over other methods of linear motion is that there's low friction and low wear. Both low friction and low wear result in very smooth motion and very minimum maintenance. Also, profile linear rails are very high repeatable accuracy over different types of linear motion. Having the ball screws on all axes are very similar as well. Ball screws have very low friction and low wear, and a very high repeatability factor over time that they'll always achieve the same accuracy, the same precision, and get to the same spot. Our competitors, instead of running ball screws, they might be running lead screws. Lead screws are a much lower cost, cheaper component where friction over time builds up, and you can run into stuff where it reduces your repeatability, especially when backlash gets involved. Other machines as well may not use the profile linear rails, and they simply have their carriages running on plastic wheels running through a track. And of course, over time, your plastic wheels are going to wear out, and that's going to reduce your accuracy. Both machines also have inductive limit switches on all axes. And the advantage of using inductive limit switches is that there's no mechanical components. So as long as the electrical circuit remains intact, those switches are going to work forever and not wear out. Another comparison between both these machines is their 3-axis CNC routers. What a 3-axis CNC router means is that you're able to move all 3 axes simultaneously and/or independently. With a 3-axis CNC router, you can do 2D machining with ease, 2.5D machining, and also 3D machining. So both these machines are capable of full 3D machining. A nice add-on accessory that's available for both the A Series and the B Series is also the 4th axis rotational kit. We'll touch on the 4th axis rotational kit in a separate video. That's kind of where the similarities end, and now I'd like to touch on some of the differences of the A Series versus the B Series. The B Series is a lighter duty variant of the A Series. What makes it lighter duty is most of the framework that the running gear is mounted on is aluminium extrusion, versus the A Series, the framework is mounted on a heavy steel frame. So when we look at the A Series versus the B Series, the A Series is going to be a much more rigid machine. With a more rigid machine, it allows us to run the motors and running gear with more power so that the machine can move faster, and also mount larger spindles, which means we can move more material quicker. So that then highlights one of the key differences between a heavier duty machine and a lighter duty machine is it has more drive power and more spindle power, meaning the A Series is going to have a faster production rate than the B Series. Touching on that in a little bit more detail, if we were to talk numbers and specification, the A Series will move at a maximum feed of 6,000 millimeters a minute, where the B Series moves at a maximum feed of 3,500 millimeters a minute. On the spindle configuration, the A Series has a 2.2 kilowatt water-cooled spindle with an ER20 collet system in it, where the B Series has a 1.5 kilowatt spindle that's air-cooled and a smaller ER16 collet system. So now that we've got a bit of an understanding of the similarities between the two machines and also the key differences between the two machines, how do we know if the A Series or the B Series is right for you? Well, as mentioned, the B Series being a lighter duty machine that doesn't have as fast a productivity rate, if you are only looking at home DIY projects and working on lighter materials, and maybe I guess speed of processing the work is not as important, the B Series is a very good machine for you. If you are producing more multiple parts and you want to produce these parts quicker, and certainly if you're looking at removing more material quicker or maybe thicker stock of timber, the A Series is a much better model for you to consider. Both machines are capable of cutting soft metals such as aluminium. The B Series is more than capable to cut it. But why would you choose the A Series over the B Series if one of your primary objectives was working with aluminium? When you have a more rigid structure such as the A Series, it allows you to machine more aggressively on those soft materials such as aluminium. While machining more aggressively on those soft materials as well, you can achieve a much better surface finish with a more rigid machine than a lighter duty machine. Again, I'd like to say that both machines are capable of working with aluminium, but you've got to work within the means of the rigidity of a machine and the power available on the machine. So if either of the imagination to reality CNC machines interest you, we'll leave a link below in the description and come check out our website where we can share more details about both machines and help you choose which one is right for you.